Hey folks, I came to a bit of a realization. This is something I've thought about before, but it really settled in today as I was responding to some comments on a video that I made yesterday. I found myself this just like feeling inside of me, and I wanted to talk about it because I think that there's something there. I don't, maybe I'm wrong, but when I first started this page, it was not what it is now. I started it really honestly out of a plethora of pain. I was coming out of a deep depression. I had been abandoned by some friends of mine. I had been hurt. I'd been betrayed. I was in a bad spot, and I had started this whole thing out of a dream of just trying to help people, and that's really how I wanted to approach it. And so I was trying to be as positive as I possibly could, and then without fail, because I have been somebody who's been politically engaged, if not active, for my most of my life. I've been paying attention to shit. I started to, we were trending towards the election in 2024 at the time, and I was essentially documenting it inside my head and wanting to talk about it, but I didn't want to drive people away. And so I kept making videos at that point in time, trying to, make sure that I was allowing people that had a difference of opinion to stay and listen and be part of it, because I wanted to engage with people that, were considering voting for Trump. I wanted to have the dialogue. I did. And I still do to a certain degree, but there is a certain group of people that, I just got to the point where that was it. I had to cut these motherfuckers off. And the reality is that as time has gone on and I've become a little bit more confident and comfortable talking about these issues, I've become a lot more willing to say whatever is on my mind. Now, I want to make this clear. What I'm about to say doesn't mean that I'm not being authentic with the people here on TikTok. It just means that I feel like I'm a little bit more protective of this community because this community has been with me the longest, and I've got people that I actually care about here. When I post my videos and then I post them over on YouTube or I post them on, Instagram and Facebook, I always am focusing on the people on TikTok. Now that's not to say that I don't care about growing the other audiences, but I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made over there. And so the content that I put out now is very much, it's not even really leftist or liberal or, any progress, maybe more progressive than anything, but it's more just I recognize that I don't ever want to side with somebody like Trump. I don't ever want to side with what the Republicans stand for. I will fight against greed and evil. Evil. I mean, they're just evil. There's just no other word for it. But the dishonesty is really the biggest thing for me. The fact that there is, they don't care about anybody else. The lack of empathy, and really honestly the constant building fascism that we see. Like, I will fight against that every day of the week. They represent the absolute worst in humanity as far as I'm concerned. I don't really care about the how far you go between left and liberal and all that shit, as long as it's opposed to that. I'm one of those people that is opposed to that. That does that mean that I'm always going to vilify Republicans as long as they're latched to that. Now, there have been Republicans that I will kind of give a little bit of leeway to. Massey has gotten some of that, but he still votes with them, right? He's still on their side. He still allows that evil to continue. And so I am very much like anti those people. And I want that to be clear as I move into the other platforms, because I keep getting comments, obviously, from these fucking idiots. And I realized that I was responding. The way that I'm responding to them is much more pointed, and I don't give a fuck about them at all. So I don't say any, like, here, if somebody had said something, back when I first started doing political stuff, I would try to be a little bit more understanding. But now I'm just calling these people fucking idiots, like to their comments. I'm just like, no, you're a fucking idiot. And I mean it. Like, it's not like, it sounds bad. I genuinely mean it. Like, these people that have you've got Trump derangement syndrome. You've got this, you've got that. You're just a ugly lib who's got long hair, and the stupid shit that they say that is literally like, Like it's never anything new. They don't ever have an actual argument against the thing that I'm saying. They just say your mom's probably a hooker, and like one guy's like your mom was a hooker and you got touched by a Catholic priest, and I was like, is that a gotcha? Like I don't know if I don't know if you're winning that argument, buddy, because that just sounds cool, right? Like that's a cool backstory. That's like a villain arc right there. I could have anyway. The point is that I have found that I'm a lot more protective of people's feelings on TikTok than I am of people anywhere else. I just don't give a fuck about those people over there. And that's not to say that I don't care about people over there, because the people that are like-minded, I want you to be there. I want that community to build. I do. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I want to build community over there, but it's so much harder because there's so many more of these fucking idiots, right? Like it's really an uphill battle with these fucking imbeciles. They have no idea. They have no concept of reality. It's very very difficult. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've recognized that I don't have the patience that I used to have, but I think that I have earned my lack of patience by being so patient for so long. There were people that were writing these motherfuckers off well before I was, and to their credit, they saw it coming. I saw it coming as well, but I just wanted to give them as much chance as I possibly could. I wanted to continue to allow them to, come back into the fold. And now it's just to the point, we're almost to the midterms. There's no going back now. If you're still latched on to the teat of this bullshit fucking regime, then you are a goddamn fucking idiot. And I shouldn't have to suffer idiots. I shouldn't have to. It's my fucking page and it's my shit. And I guess the more people respond positively to the things I say, the more empowered I feel to kind of tell off these fucking morons, right? Like it really does feel good to kind of speak for people that maybe don't want to get into it. I'm glad that I have the ability to do that for some folks, and I, I just I just don't want the people on those platforms to think that I don't care about them. If you're like-minded and you want to hang out and you want to hear me, you know, rail about things and give you a quote of the day, then please stick around. But I'm focused on TikTok because that's where my home is right now. And even though I'm not going to make any money and I'm not going to, it's not about that. It's just about the community that I am building is already in place on TikTok. And I can build off of that. Whereas in these other places, I literally have to fight off just a seemingly barrage of imbeciles. And it's frustrating at times, but I find myself much more pointed and direct and honestly almost hateful towards them. And I believe I've earned that. So I just thought as I was thinking about it and kind of working through it, I would hit record and see where I landed, and that's where I've landed. So fuck those people, all those people, anybody that looks like those people. But to the rest of you, I hope that you stay. I hope that you feel welcome. I hope that you understand that I'm not here to hurt people's feelings. I'm here to defend people's feelings. I'm here to make sure that we keep it on the up and up, and that we don't allow liars and people that support liars and hypocrites and evil fucking bastards that are trying to destroy this world for their own greed, that we don't allow the people that support them to pollute our community. So thank you very much for listening. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I will talk to you very soon.